everybody. Gosh, it's been a long time, hasn't it, since I've just sat down and made a little video to say hi. But I've been so inspired by Oprah's Lifeclass, I can't even begin to tell you, and especially the one today about your inner beliefs. Today, I secretly have to admit that a friend of mine in Chicago put her computer next to the television, so I got to watch and sort of listen to the Oprah Lifeclass, which was all exactly, I can't even tell you how much that's exactly how I feel and how I believe. So for those of you who watched it, wasn't it amazing? And did you feel that same amount of energy? I just have felt so energized all day. I've like made jewelry while I was doing it, and I've popped things up. I've started tidying my art room. Like, it was fabulous. So what the show was about was that you are creating the life that you believe, the life that you believe you deserve, and the life, your inner beliefs. So I always think that things are going to work out, that things are great. And that's my inner belief. If I want to do something, if I set out to do something, I do it. And for example, like the prime example which I can relate back to Oprah is like all those years ago in 2006 when I met Oprah, and I actually told her this story. I met her and that was so exciting, but I still felt there was more to come. And then when I went to the show year after year after year, every time I saw the show, I was amazingly grateful, and I got to talk to Oprah every time, just like a sentence or two, nothing much. But I felt so excited that I actually got to speak to her, and I think I've made videos about it and all that sort of stuff. Every time I saw her, I still used to say to Paul, you know what, that was amazing, but there's still more to come. I've got this real feeling that there's more to come. Anyway, I told Oprah, you know, I always felt that, and then there she was in my house. So when she took my business card off me all those years ago, in 2007, and told me that she'd call me, my inner belief was that she absolutely would. I kind of didn't doubt it. I didn't for 1 minute think that she wouldn't. Isn't that bizarre? Like I don't know. Yeah, I just thought she would. So it's amazing, those inner beliefs. And also another one I've made a video about this one called, I don't know, My Greatest Manifestation Ever, which I'll put under here. When I was pregnant with Zoe, she had a hole in the heart. And for a long time, I couldn't talk about it. It was a very emotional story. I won't tell you the whole thing. I'll put the video under here. But I knew something was wrong when I was first pregnant, and then I healed it. Like, I really believe I healed it. So watch the video. I'll put that underneath. I've got to make notes to remember to put all this stuff up here. So what do you believe about yourself? What are your instincts? Oprah was talking, I've forgotten the name of the lady she was talking to, but she was also great. I'm probably more in line with what Oprah was saying than the other lady, but they were sort of saying that if you look at your life, you can see what you're putting out there. Like, if you're getting a lot of conflict in your life and lots of people arguing with you, maybe you're looking for that, or maybe you're putting that out there. And, you know, it was just so interesting, because when you think of it like that, you can kind of see it in people's lives. You can kind of see different stuff like that. Okay, so what else do I... So I loved it how Oprah sort of said that for herself, she always knew there was going to be something bigger. There was a grander purpose for her life. She didn't mean that in like, oh my God, I'm going to be like a superstar. She just meant that she knew that there was a calling for her, and I love that. And she said that she always knew that whatever she did, she'd be good at it and she would do it. I feel like that too. Like, I always know that when I put my mind to something and I go to do it, I do it. I do it well, and I just do it. The same thing. So when you have that belief, like when I first started my businesses through being inspired by Oprah, painting plates, then I just knew that I wanted to paint bed linen, because I knew that what I designed was kind of relevant for... At that stage, you know, it was very colourful, and that was very fashionable in Australia to have sort of that sort of quilt cover. And I was like, I can do that, I can do it. And so I just kept putting it out there, putting it out. I kept saying it. I kept saying, I'm going to design bed linen. I kept telling people, I met people, I want to design bed linen. And then one day I met this guy and he gave me the opportunity. So I just think it's not a matter of just sitting there and dreaming either. You can't just sit there, and this is what Oprah and I talked about on my vision board thing. You can't just sit there, lie on the bed and go, you know, pin $1 million check to the ceiling and it's going to fly in. You know, you got to do the actions. So what I liked today was one of the quotes was, affirmations plus actions equals miracles. So you say these great things, then you take action, you take little steps towards them, but don't expect everything to happen like now. Like, things take a lot of time. Like, I can't tell you how long that took for me to find someone to do the bed linen. And it started off with the plates and I was really happy with that. Then when I started the jewelry, I just started it because I loved it. And so gradually people hear about it. You put it out there and you might give some to friends for their birthdays and say, look, this is my new business. So if you want to buy some stuff for friends, you actively put it out there, and then you'll find that it comes back. It's really, I don't know, you can achieve it. You can do anything you want to do. It's just a matter of believing you can do it and believing that your stuff's good. Like, I totally believed that what I did was great. And, I found that when I went and lived in America, that was one of the things I loved the most about Americans, that they are prepared to say, you know what, I'm good at this. I can play tennis well, or I make good jewelry, or whatever. And I loved the way they were so confident to say that. Whereas in Australia, they don't do that so much. There's a bit of a tall poppy syndrome here, which means that, if you get too high, people will cut you down. They don't like to see you succeed so much, which is a real shame. And one of the things that's a shame about Australia, really, because I told Oprah about that. She was quite fascinated by the tall poppy syndrome, because in America, everyone wants to see people succeed. I mean, I'm sure there's, stories where people don't. But, yeah, it's just really interesting. It was also interesting when they talked about ego and all that on the first show. I didn't see the real show, but I saw the Facebook show. And they were saying that when people get really, when someone gets really jealous or narky towards you because something good's happened to you, what that is their ego saying, I'm not going to be happy for that person because that was taken from me. So there's probably people out there who, when Oprah came to my home for dinner, who were so cross that she didn't come to their house, when in actual fact they might not have known me or anything like that, but they in some way felt that opportunity had been taken from them. So that's their ego kind of saying, no, even though they don't know me. I found that so interesting. I'd not thought of it in that perspective. So Oprah was sort of talking about when you're doing things you love and all that you do it whether there's 15 people interested or 15 million people. And it's sort of like, I kind of feel that way about my YouTubes. Like, I love doing these videos. I love the connection I have with you guys. I love the connection on Facebook that we have when we go backwards and forwards and we chat and we, stick pictures up. And I don't know, there's something about this online connection, especially when I've met so many of you, which I love. And all my musical theatre, I don't know, there's something about this new online medium, and even the way Oprah was doing it today, the way she was connecting with the audience, the way she does the Facebook thing, I think it's really fun. And it meant that we all felt like she was really listening to us. You could type in "Hi Oprah" or whatever you want to type in. That's a great quote, and she's left plenty of room for it to be interactive, which I love. Do you love that? Tell me what you're thinking about these Oprah shows, because I think they're fabulous. I wish we got OWN in Australia. I'm campaigning for that. Okay, so one of the guys said, but what if I want to do something, I want to do this job, but I'm struggling. In fact, a few people said they were doing a job, but they weren't seeing the financial rewards. And then the lady, is it Pauline? I can't think. I know I should have known that for now. But she said, you know what? Sometimes when you're wanting to follow something you love, you need to get a job. So you might go and work in a restaurant, or you might do something else. So that takes the pressure off you and you can be creative and you can allow that to flow. I really totally understand that. It totally makes sense. So you need to maybe do it on the weekends and start it off slowly, like, let it grow, let it gain its own life. Don't be impatient. And they also said, to sit in that wanting stage. Like, sometimes it's nice to put things out there and just want it, just hope that maybe that would happen one day. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't matter. It's just the thought of maybe that could happen is kind of nice. It's kind of, I don't know, you kind of smile when you think about it. Does that make sense? Because it so makes sense to me. I loved it when they said to say the affirmation. I don't say affirmations. I just kind of believe this stuff. So they said, life is easy and life loves me. Yeah, well, why not? I mean, she also said, Oprah was making fun of this lady who kept saying, look in the mirror and go, oh, my gorgeous, or whatever. Now, I can't imagine looking in the mirror and saying that, but I do sometimes find myself looking in the mirror and I'll smile. So, I don't know, is that the same thing? Maybe I'm smiling. I smile a lot at people. And so when I smile in the mirror, maybe that's affirming to myself, like, hi, I don't know. Not like hi, gorgeous, but hi. So it was funny though when Oprah kept giving her a hard time about that. I like that. And then Oprah talked about learning to say no. That's very important. I've told that story somewhere on a video before where I learned to say no at about 31. And she said that the people who know and love you and respect you will allow you to say no to them and realise that you can do this thing at another time that they want you to do, or not do it at all. No one's going to be that bothered. And sometimes people say yes to things, then they finally get the courage to say no, and then they sort of go, oh, all right, I'll do it. Don't do that. Unless you really feel that you want to do it, don't do it. Sometimes we have too much on our plates to do all the things that everyone wants us to do. That's true. And, you know, people might think you're selfish or you're this or you're that, but if you can't fit it in, you know, that's to the detriment of your family and your immediate friends and all that sort of stuff. So work it out what's important to you. It was also funny because she said that Marianne Williamson quote several times, you know, about who am I to be great? Well, who are you not to be great? That piece of writing is on my vision board right next to the picture of Oprah. So I thought that was funny hearing that because I love that quote so much. I love, love, love it. I might read it later. And the other one, making yourself small doesn't serve other people. So, you know, people go, who are you to be making YouTube videos? Who are you to be going out and doing that? Well, who am I not to be doing that? I like doing it. I like the connection, and I like to think that I'm inspiring you guys to get out there and do your things. And I know that I do that for some people because I got lots of emails and all that sort of stuff. And I love hearing from you when you say that and you go, oh, I've started my business because of you, or I've done this or that. And it's so exciting because there's room for everyone. There's room for other people who make jewellery. There's room for everyone. So just the last thing I wanted to say was the bit about how they said about designing for someone. And Ralph Lauren said, you know, if someone told him to design a dress, he can do that, but he would rather see a photo and he needs to know about that person. And I'm the same. Like when someone says, oh, you know, can you make a necklace for my friend's 40th? I go, I need to see a photo, and I need to see a few photos of how they dress. And as soon as I see that, bang, I can do it straight away. It's really interesting because I need to feel that. I just need to feel them or see pictures of them, and I can generally get it right. In fact, I don't think I've ever not got it right for someone. So it's believing in myself, isn't it? So anyway, I was so inspired. Tell me what you thought about all those shows. I thought they were amazing. I'm starting to tidy up my art room. That's my mission. I've set it on Facebook today, and I left a bit for everyone else to say their things that they're going to do by the end of the month. So by the end of the month, my art room, which is behind me, is going to be all tidy. Yes, it is. And I'm going to take photos so that you can see that I'm telling the truth, and that'll keep me honest. I've got loads to tell you about my exercising things, so I'll make another video later in the week to tell you how I'm going with the Activate Your Mind diet. Yes, I think it's great actually, but anyway, that's for the next video because I'm running out of time. Have a beautiful week, keep happy, keep watching these amazing Oprah things. If you are in the States, seriously, get on, because I wish I had it here. I really do. You know, I can't keep my friend up all night. She was nice, really nice of her because her husband was home, and really, it's like having a guest over in the living room, isn't it, when I'm sitting there watching it through the computer. I mean, they couldn't talk or anything. So thank you, Donna and Rich and Sydney. That was really kind of you, and I really appreciated it. Bye, everyone. Have a happy week. Bye.